Good afternoon, we're here at PCIM 2022 and I'm on the Recom booth. Today we're going to be talking with Florian Boess, who's the Business Development Manager for Recom. Florian, we are in front of your AC-DC converters. I guess that's staple Recom stuff. What would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, Mark, thanks a lot that we have the possibility to talk to you here about our latest product news. Quite some interesting stuff that we show here on the PCIM exhibition. We have here our broad overview about the products for AC-DC power supplies. We are starting with onboard power supplies from 1 watt up to 1200 watt power level. And there are some things dedicated because we have, if you see here on our distributed power architecture, we have the onboard solutions as well as the offboard solutions. Yeah? And we can see here some major topics where we integrated some new products from 3 watt, 5 watt, 10, 15, 20 watt to different power levels. And they are quite interesting if you have, for example, EV charger applications. Because EV charger, they are needing, for example, over voltage category 3 as an important feature. Yeah. And a lot of these products have this feature integrated. So that's an important market for these products.
That explains AC-DC converters for us. What would you like to talk to us next about?
Yeah, coming for the AC-DC products to the off-board market, we have the chassis-mounted parts here that are used in wall application. If you have your power plug in your wall and you need an intelligent system for smart home application, right, with a display, a touch panel, a small embedded system or something like that, and then you can use here some small devices from 3 watt up to 30 watt, yeah, all with cables. Or this kettle plug, which is a 5 watt AC-DC complete power module. You get here the DC output and the AC input. It's not a filter, it's a complete power supply. Yeah? Or
that looks incredibly small for a complete power supply.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or we have here the AC-DC off-board power supplies, 40, 60, 90 watt, that are new in the portfolio, always medical and household certificates, of course, as well as new products here with between 150 and 1200 watt power level. And all these products have fanless AC-DC power supplies with conduction cooled. So we have always a base plate on the back side to get the heat out of the power supply, yeah? And that's a new technology. If you have a very high efficiency, up to 95%, then you can cool your system just with the base plate and not with the active fan.
Right, okay, cool. So obviously, buying a module for an engineer, that's much, much easier than designing their own power supply, right? That's what Recom really are targeting?
Absolutely, yeah, especially if you have applications like medical applications.
So getting the certification and everything, you've already done that for the engineer effectively?
Exactly, yeah. Certificates for medical is absolutely important and a must-have to show the CB report and all the details to the certificate institute, of course, to the customer, and to explain what kind of components are used to be sure that you finally meet all the requirements and that you have the certificates. Yeah.
So thanks, Florian, for that detailed description. What's coming next?
Yeah, Mark, the next step for us will be even a higher power level, means we are going after 230, 550, 600 watt or even the 1200 watt. We will go to the next level box like this one, which will be 2 kilowatt or even peak power up to 2400 watt. So that is coming up and it's in planning, production and everything. So we were looking forward to it.
So what markets would that open up for you, such a powerful thing?
Yeah, that depends on the market. This could be, for example, some robotic stuff, some machines, industry applications, as well as medical application. Because if you have a high power requirements for peak or for permanent power with conduction cooled, and the medical certificates, and that's for our position, the future market.
So Florian, we're now in front of what looks like the plug and play section of your stand, and it looks to be geared towards transportation. What can you tell us about this?
Yeah, Mark, and that's interesting stuff here on the booth that we show here. For now we have 3 years, the first exhibition again for us, and 4 years ago we acquired power control systems from Italy, from San Venimiano. And Power Control System is a company that is able to do customized solutions. And here we are at the section about, as you say, transportation railway, as well as transportation, material handling and mobility applications.
So that would be like conveyor belts and things like that, or?
It could be something like that, or like forklift truck.
Right, okay.
Or like construction material applications or something like that, where you have mobility applications that have rough environmental conditions on temperature side, on shock and vibration side, and where you need a complete power solution as a plug and play solution in different power levels. Yeah? We're going from, in the railway section, from 150 watt, 300 to 500 watt, and later to 1000 watt. And for the material handling, for example, forklift trucks or something like that, we're starting with 300 watt up to 600 watt. And the customer can decide about input voltage conditions, output voltage conditions. It's some kind of modular power supply concept, as well as for charging application, for battery chargers, as well as onboard DC-DC converters.
So as well as having standard products, you have custom-made products as well that customers can buy?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Power Control System is a company that is now more than 40 years onto the market, and they made around about 2,000 really full customized designs in railway and mobility applications. And they're very strong in this kind of market, and that's a point where we think we need some major standard products with the flexibility to be compatible to the applications of the customers for plug-and-play solutions.
So Florian, we already talked about the AC to DC converters. Now we're in front of the DC-DC converters. What's new with this product?
Yeah, Mark, this is an interesting stuff because when we started in 2005 to bring this kind of products to the market, about replacing a linear regulator by a switching regulator. So turning the efficiency of a switching of a linear regulator from 25% up to 97%.
That's a big jump.
Absolutely, yeah, because that means getting the heat out of your system by not generating any kind of heat, yeah. And of course you have the SIP3 pinout, which is compatible from the pinout, but nowadays you would like to have a SMD solution. And this is on a very small card here. You see we made some very small reference designs here, and we show the new products here for all the SMD DOSA pinouts as well as for chip versions. Yeah? The power level is going here from 5 milliamp up to 50 amp. So a broad range of output current levels in different kind of segments that we can support here.
Hi again, Florian. So now we're in front of the wideband gap part of your product portfolio. What's new and interesting at PCIM?
Yeah, Mark, of course, and this is here most important stuff at PCIM because we are talking about power electronics. And power electronics needs to be controlled very precisely, otherwise your system will fail. So we are able to support your system by our isolated converters in IGBT, silicon carbide or gallium nitride applications to get the right control voltages for the gate drivers, to switch a gate on and off with the right control voltages to be able to fast enough switch your system with 100 kilohertz or even more. and to have it fully isolated with up to 6,400 volt isolation voltage, which is a must-have to have a safe system. And an important topic is as well to have isolation capacitance from 3, 4, 5 picofarad, which is important to have a fast switching and a secure switching system. And we have a new product here with 3 watt as a SMD converter with lots of different voltage combinations for plus and minus conditions that are required to control your power MOSFET. And there's a reference board here, our board where you can change the power MOSFETs and the DC-DC converters and try to find out which technology is the best for your application. You can copy that design for your application and your system can run.
So offering the 3 different technologies, customers really get the flexibility from Recom as almost a one-stop shop for their power supplies.
Yeah, exactly. That's our point where we say you can start with the 10 milliamp version or a 2 kilowatt application. We are able to give you the full power portfolio for onboard and offboard power solutions, and that's the
unique selling point of Recom.
Yeah, that's a point where we think it's important to offer the full power solution portfolio to the customer.
Cool. Thank you very much, Florian.